Alice.
Well, it's a business that's all about the money. It churns out 5 billion coins a year. But despite that, the one thing its employees can't bring into the office is their own money. And that's because Britain's Royal Mint is a cashless workplace. If staff want to buy a cup of tea or coffee or lunch during the day, they have to load their coins onto a credit machine. So is the Royal Mint the very place that produces money, proving that society can work without it? Kevin Peachy has been to find out.
This complex at a South Wales business park is where coins are created for the UK and around the world. We've been given special permission to film inside the Royal Mint. This place churns out 5 billion coins a year, but one thing you can't bring in is your own money. It's one of the more unlikely cashless workplaces. With all coins under tight security inside the complex, staff load money onto a card before they start work. At lunchtime, it's card only for the 850 staff when they buy sandwiches and drinks in the Mint's canteen.
£3.60. Thanks,
But back on the factory floor, it's all about making money. Lots and lots of it. The process starts with raw materials, including old coins, being thrown into a furnace. Some of the Mint's most experienced and skilled staff have worked in this section for nearly 40 years. It's known as the hot end, and shifts operate here around the clock. Once cooled and coiled, the metal is ready to move on and be cut. Here the 10-pence piece is being born. The nickel-plated steel is hammered into 20,000 coin shapes a minute by blanking press number 2. But it counts for nothing without the image of the monarch. So, after a rim is attached, the blanks are poured in to be struck. The colour of the container tells you the type of coin. This orange box shows this is the copper penny. Regular coins are struck once with 70 tons of force. Commemorative coins can be struck as many as 30 times for a deeper imprint. Now they look like coins, but are they perfect? Quality checks are carried out before they're emptied from the tray, so a whole day's work isn't lost if something's wrong. Counted and packed, the coins are sent around the world. They may all be made in much the same way. The same can't be said about how they're spent.
Kevin Peachy reporting there. So are the days of cash numbered, or will we cling on to our coins and our banknotes? Well, with me is Bernardo Batiz-Lazo, a Professor of Business History and Bank Management at Bangor University in Wales. Welcome to you. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. I guess there is less demand for coins than there used to be, because we can pay so much more with credit cards, and now there are new debit devices where you just have to wave it over a machine and you're debited the cash.
Yes, certainly. There is a growing proportion of other means of payment rather than cash. But that doesn't mean that the velocity or the rate at which cash is circulating is also accelerating very fast for different reasons.
Like what?
Well, you have to think that there is a whole large group of persons, both in developed and developing economies, that live entirely in cash. Yes, the reasons why this is happening in some of the developed countries is a little bit more puzzling, but the part of it is the recession. Yes, people are moving away from other means of payment to more traditional or better ways to have a budget in a way.
And you can see that difference in the value of denominations of kind of banknotes. For example, in Europe, there was a €500 note, because I think largely because Germany, Austria don't like credit cards that much and want to be able to pay in cash.
Exactly, but at the same time that facilitates movement of unelicited forged or drug transactions. For example, recently in Mexico there was this drug lord that was captured, and he was found with $2 million in cash, and that's because it's very compact, and the euro note is even more compact to carry around.
You see, I always thought that, you know, the danger of having a card where you just wave it out, if you lose your card, if you lose your wallet, then, you know, someone has just got your credit card and they can just go on and make merry and, you know, spend your money. Which is safer, cash or cards?
Well, let's put it this way without answering your question. 99%.
You're not a politician, are you?
No.
I expect politicians not to answer my question. I expect academics to answer them.
Well, the thing is that we would get into a very conundrum of how secure our transactions with cash, and with the cards, and some of my friends who are in the IT aspect of payments think that they are not a very resilient platform. So without sidestepping that debate, you have to realize that 99% of transactions, as they are today, work well, either with cash, with checks, with credit and debit cards. So thinking of other means such as mobile payments or something that is much more revolutionary, it's hard because you have no incentive as a consumer to move directly or in large volumes to other means of payment.
Just very briefly, do you think we've got an emotional attachment to coins and money?
Well, certainly. There is nationalism. Think, for example, the debate that there is in how many women appear in British bills. Yes? So there are all of these aspects. There are hobbyists that will collect money. And so there's all of these other social aspects that go around the coins and bills.
Bernardo, you would almost think this had been rehearsed because you have just provided the perfect segue into what I'm just about to tell you. Because